You're in charge of a site where failure isn't an option. Drones are showing up in your inbox, in your budget meetings, maybe even on your fence line. This is where we make sense of what's hype, what's real, and how to actually use it. Welcome to On the Fly. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jordan. If you've ever tried to figure out how to legally fly a docked drone in Europe, especially for BVLOS operations, this episode's for you. Today, we're diving into the regulatory maze that governs autonomous drone operations across the EU.
And we're not talking theory. We're talking about what it actually takes to get drones in the air, beyond visual line of sight, especially when they're launching from a drone dock. Whether you're managing a port, a refinery, or a logistics hub, this stuff matters.
Exactly. Let's start from the top. In Europe, drone rules are governed by EASA, the European Union Aviation Safety Agency. They set the standards for 27 EU countries, plus Iceland, Norway, Liechtenstein, and Switzerland.
EASA puts drone operations into 3 categories based on risk: open, specific, and certified. Think of it like this. The open category is low risk, like taking a selfie with a drone in a park. Certified is high risk, like flying a drone taxi over a stadium.
And in between is the specific category. That's where most of our enterprise use cases sit. If you're flying BVLOS, using a dock, or operating near people or sensitive infrastructure, this is your zone.
And with that comes some responsibility. You need to do more than just register your drone and follow a few rules. You'll need an operational authorization from your National Aviation Authority, and that's where SORA comes in.
SORA stands for Specific Operations Risk Assessment. It's the framework that helps regulators and operators work together to assess risks and set the right safety measures for your drone missions.
And it's not just a formality. SORA is a 10-step process, from your concept of operations to analyzing ground and air risks to implementing mitigations like geofencing, parachutes, or even auto-return protocols.
So let's say you're using a DJI dock and want to run regular autonomous security patrols at your distribution yard in Belgium. You need to demonstrate that your system, hardware, software, operations, is safe enough for SAIL 2 or SAIL 3 level operations.
Let's explain that real quick. SORA categorizes operations into risk levels called SAIL, Specific Assurance and Integrity Levels, ranging from I to VI. The higher the number, the higher the risk, and the more complex the requirements.
For SAIL 2, you're likely flying over a sparsely populated area. You might be using a Matrice 30 with DJI dock, but even then, you need to prove mitigations, like parachutes to reduce ground risk or a flight termination system if something goes wrong.
Yeah, and Flightbase makes that easier. The autonomy platform supports real-time telemetry, pre-flight checklists, automatic geofencing, and detect and avoid integrations. So if you're preparing for SORA, you're not starting from scratch.
One more critical piece is remote ID. Since January 2024, all drones operating under the specific category must broadcast their ID and location mid-flight. It's like a license plate in the sky.
And remember, your drone needs to have a class identification label from C0 to C6. For docked BVLOS operations, we're usually talking C5 or C6. That tells the regulator that your drone meets technical standards for size, safety systems, and geocaching.
Geocaching's a big one. It sets invisible fences around your operation. If your drone goes near a restricted area, it either stops or returns home. And that's not optional at this level. It's expected.
Now, here's something important. If you're flying SAIL 3, EASA's latest guidelines emphasize protecting against human error. That includes preventing pilots from turning off safety functions or accidentally triggering a flight termination mid-mission.
Which is where software matters. Flightbase builds in those safeguards. You can lock configurations, set automated responses to anomalies, and keep a clear audit trail with flight logs and auto-generated PDFs for compliance documentation.
So what does this all mean in practice? Let's go back to your site. You want autonomous drone patrols to spot intrusions, check for fire hazards, or monitor asset temperatures. You've got a DJI dock, and you want to fly BVLOS every night.
With the right approvals, SORA in place, mitigations handled, you can make that real. The drone launches itself, runs the mission, returns to charge, and all of it's logged, secure, and regulator-friendly.
And because Flightbase is built for autonomy, you can scale across multiple sites. One command center, multiple drones, operating across Europe, fully compliant.
Looking ahead, there's good news. EASA is making SAIL 3 more accessible. Operators no longer need to wait on design verification reports from manufacturers. They can use standard means of compliance instead. That's going to open up the skies.
So if you've been waiting for a green light on docked BVLOS in Europe, that light's turning green. The framework is there, the tools are there, what's left is execution.
Next episode, we'll explore how AI perception is changing the game. Drones that not only see, but understand what they're looking at. Object detection, anomaly recognition, the works.
Fly far, fly smart, fly on the fly.